Chicago gives you something you can't get anywhere else in the country. You get true big city living without the huge price tag you see on the coasts. But that value comes with some trade-offs that surprise a lot of people. Today, I'm going to walk you through the real pros and cons of calling the Windy City home. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to expect. One of the cons is higher property taxes. So here's a number that stops a lot of people cold. $8,000 in annual property taxes on a $380,000 home. Illinois has the second highest property tax rate in the nation, with an average rate of roughly 2.1%. That means on Chicago's current median home price, you'll pay around $7,200 to $7,900 a year. When you compare that to Texas at 1.6%, or Florida, where there you don't even pay state income tax, you start to see the math. But 2024 made this hit even harder. Chicago homeowners saw a record 16.7% jump in their median property tax bill. It's the biggest increase in at least 30 years. This happened because commercial property values downtown went down, so the tax burden shifted to homeowners. Some neighborhoods saw increases of over 20%. That's not a typo. But you know what's gonna shock you when I show you the waterfront properties? You're paying these taxes for access to things that would cost millions more in other cities. We'll get to that soon. There's another side to this though. These taxes help fund some of the best public schools and healthcare systems in the country. Chicago public schools have improved a lot, and you get access to world-class infrastructure, but you have to plan for this cost from day one. Property taxes change fast, and they're the biggest ongoing expense that surprises people who move here. This tax reality shapes the way that you think about Chicago's value overall. Here's a pro: major city amenities at lower costs. These tax dollars also give you something pretty special. You get real big city living at prices that middle-class buyers can actually afford. Chicago's median home price is about $380,000. In New York, it's $555,000. In LA, it's around $1 million. In San Francisco, it's close to $1.5 million. So New York is about 46% more expensive than Chicago, and San Francisco is about 295% more expensive than Chicago. You can own a home in a walkable neighborhood with real character, something many people in coastal cities can't even dream about. You're not giving up on amenities either. Chicago has world-famous spots like the Art Institute, which is one of the top museums in the world. You've also got pro sports teams in every major league. Cubs, Bears, Bulls, White Sox, and Blackhawks all play here. The food scene is famous too. You'll get everything from deep dish pizza to Michelin-starred restaurants. The dining cost tends to be 30% lower than the meals you'll get in New York. I'm not kidding, I'm biased because I live here, but I think Chicago's food scene is one of the best in the entire world. I mean, we have to be. We don't have a ton of nature. We have a beautiful city. We have sporting events, art, museums, festivals, shows, music, things like that. There's not much else to do except eat. We have to have a good food scene to keep people here, and Chicago certainly does. That's the core of Chicago's value, and it sets up everything that we're about to cover next. Now listen, if you're really thinking about moving to Chicago or the greater Chicagoland area, I help people with this every week. That includes picking the right neighborhood and understanding the real cost that we're talking about today. All my contact information is below in the description of this video. Now let's talk about weather extremes. Imagine waking up to negative 20-degree wind chills in January, then stepping into 95-degree humidity in July. Welcome to Chicago weather. Winters here bring about 38 inches of snow on average each year, but it changes a lot. Some years you get less than 20 inches. For instance, last year we had less than 17 inches total. In other years, you get almost 90 inches. As of right now, it's mid-December of 2025. We've had more snow this year than we did all of last year, so it just depends on the year. Winter usually lasts from late October to mid-April. That's nearly 6 months of possible snow, ice, and temperatures that drop below freezing. Wind chills can make it feel 20 to 30 degrees colder than real temperature because of the lake effect winds. Your heating bills will go up. Your commute might get delayed. Your car needs winter prep. Seasonal depression is real when you deal with shorter days and very little sunshine for months. Now, summer can flip the other way with temperatures over 100 degrees during heat waves, plus humidity that makes it feel even hotter. It can be 85 and 90% humidity here and feel less hot than it does on a 110-degree day in Arizona when you have 0% humidity. But you know what locals like me will tell you? Chicago has 4 real seasons. Fall colors are amazing here, spring feels like everything comes back to life, and summers on the lakefront are perfect with warm days, cool lake breezes, and tons of outdoor things to do. Christmas actually feels like Christmas with snow and classic winter weather. If you grew up with seasons, Chicago gives you that in a way that warm weather cities just can't do. So the weather can bring some challenges to daily life here, but it also creates that real seasonal experience that brings people to the Midwest. Now, most American cities promise car optional living. Chicago actually delivers it. The CTA runs 8 rail lines and 127 bus routes covering the city and 35 surrounding suburbs. The system handles 87% of all public transit trips in the 6-county area. And the main benefits are clear. You get 24-hour service on major rail lines and bus routes. You can get home at any hour. You also get direct rail service to both O'Hare and Midway airports, which is rare in the United States and saves you $50 to $80 in rideshare costs every trip. Chicago has a transit score of 65 and a walk score of 77, which makes car-optional living possible in most neighborhoods. Areas like Logan Square, Lakeview, and the Loop let you do daily errands on foot or by transit. But wait until you see the neighborhood variety data coming up. Some areas score even higher for walkability, and the price differences will shock you. Last year, the CTA gave more than 309 million rides, an 11% jump that shows the system is getting more and more reliable. The city keeps investing in upgrades like the new Damon Green Line station, which opened in summer of 2024, and the Better Streets for Buses program with dedicated bus lanes. The large bike lane network connects neighborhoods in the Lakefront, giving you more ways to get around depending on the weather and where you're going. Many Chicago residents own cars, but they use them mostly for weekend trips or visits to the suburbs, not for the daily commuting. That saves a lot of money and makes life easier compared to most American cities. This transit system becomes the base for everything else Chicago offers, from neighborhood access to lakefront fun. Let's talk about the older housing stock. Your dream Chicago brownstone comes with a costly surprise that you have to plan for. Many buildings are 70 to 100 years old or even older, which means you're dealing with old plumbing, electrical systems, windows, and heating potentially. They're beautiful, but they need steady updates and special assessments. Condo owners in areas like Gold Coast or Old Town feel this the most. They have older high-rises or shared buildings, so you might see special assessments for roof work, complete plumbing overhauls, electrical overhauls, repairs to the outside walls, elevator updates, or a full heating system replacement. These can range from $5,000 to $20,000 or more per unit when big building systems need to be replaced. Average monthly HOA fees range from $300 to $400, but they can easily get up to $800 and to over $1,000 in older buildings with lots of amenities and lots of maintenance requirements. These high fees typically help pay for old building maintenance and utilities in places with less efficient heating and cooling. Home inspections are very important because you're usually buying places that need updates to the windows, mechanicals, or structural parts. Plan to spend 10 to 20% of your purchase price on first-year improvements if you're buying an older home that's not completely updated. Insurance costs show this reality as well. The average homeowner's insurance premium here is $2,647 per year, which is higher than the Illinois average of $2,119 a year. Older homes with original plumbing and electrical systems get higher premiums. But the good part is that you get real beautiful homes with character that you can't find in new construction. They just don't build these houses like they used to. Historic brownstones, vintage high-rises, and classic two-flats offer charm and craftsmanship that you do not see in modern builds. The maintenance costs are real, but they're the price of owning true architectural character in one of America's greatest cities with one of the most rich architectural histories. Now, there's over 26 miles of free beaches right in the city. That one fact explains why people move here. The entire shoreline is open to everyone, with 24 distinct sand beaches that you can use without paying a cent. In most coastal cities, beaches are private or expensive, but here the whole lakefront belongs to the public. The Chicago Park District manages more than 8,800 acres of parkland and over 600 parks. Lincoln Park alone is about 1,200 acres, which is larger than Central Park in New York. You also get unique places like the 606, which is the Bloomingdale Trail, which is a 2.5-mile elevated park that connects neighborhoods. It's a mental health cheat code for runners and bikers. This isn't just extra space, it becomes part of your daily life. Lakefront jogging and the bike paths run from the far north to the south side, giving you continuous routes for exercise and commuting. The lake helps cool the city in the summer and creates amazing ice views in the winter. There's year-round programming including festivals, outdoor concerts, sports leagues, and community events. Grant Park hosts Lollapalooza. Yeah, you've heard of it. That insane music festival. Millennium Park has free concerts and ice skating. Neighborhood parks have farmers markets, youth sports, and seasonal events. The Forest Preserve system also stretches beyond the city, connecting to over 350 miles of trails for hiking, biking, and outdoor fun. Black Partridge Woods has trails with ravines and spring-fed streams. The Old Plank Road Trail gives you 22 miles of connected paths for biking and walking. This kind of green space and lakefront access in a major city is very rare. It becomes part of your routine and truly improves daily life. The lakefront turns this place from just another city closer to a resort town with big city amenities. And you know what? The median home price here doesn't really tell you much. Here's why. Even though the citywide median home price is $380,000, that number hides huge differences. Popular neighborhoods like Logan Square see homes sell in 34 days with fast price growth, while other areas may see homes sit for 75 plus days with little buyer interest. In February 2025, inventory dropped 15.5% compared to last year in most in-demand neighborhoods. This created competition and bidding wars in hotspots while other areas stayed slow. You could find a $250,000 home in one neighborhood and a $800,000 home 5 miles away with the same square footage. It all comes down to neighborhood dynamics. This kind of fragmentation means that you can't rely on citywide averages or general numbers or general advice. Each neighborhood needs its own research on school boundaries, new development, transit access, and market trends. Property values and timing can change 30 to 50% with a few miles, so having local market knowledge becomes essential. The good news is that this creates a chance to find better deals and get more house for your money if you do your homework properly. But it also means mistakes are costly and the learning curve is steep for new people here. Knowing how these price differences work is key to making smart choices in a market that changes so much from neighborhood to neighborhood. This kind of fragmentation creates Chicago's secret advantage. You can actually find the lifestyle that fits you. From luxury high-rises downtown to historic walk-ups in Lincoln Park to single-family homes with yards in places like Ravenswood. The city gives you housing options that match different needs and budgets. Each neighborhood has its own feel, local shops, and community vibe. Logan Square has hip restaurants and nightlife. Lincoln Park has parks and lakefront access for families. The Loop gives you quick commutes and easy access to jobs and the suburbs. Wicker Park has an artsy feel and music venues. Lakeview mixes nightlife with quiet streets. Neighborhoods like Bucktown offer single-family homes with tree-lined streets. This variety means you can find your best fit instead of following one citywide lifestyle. Young professionals, families, empty nesters, and artists all have neighborhoods that match what they want. The transit here lets you live in one neighborhood and enjoy many others. Work downtown, live in Logan Square, eat in the West Loop, and spend the weekends in Lakeview, all with easy public transit. The variety lets you build a lifestyle that matches your preferences, budget, and your life stage without leaving the city. That kind of flexibility is rare in major American cities. So this is what makes the city's affordability advantage so strong. You get much more than cheaper housing, you get more choices for how you actually want to live. All right, we can't talk about the cons of Chicago without at least mentioning crime. If you watch the news, you've definitely heard about crime in Chicago. Over 540 violent crimes per 100,000 residents occur in Chicago compared to a national average of about 106 violent crimes per 100,000. The 2023 national violent crime rate was 360 per 100,000 people. In 2024, the city reported about 28,500 violent crimes. With a population of over 2.5 million people, this comes out to roughly 540 per 100,000, which is almost 3 times the national average. There was some progress in 2024. Homicides dropped to 573, shootings fell 11%, robberies went down 17% compared to 2023. I know that sounds cringy to say, yeah, homicides dropped and they were still over 500 of them. You know, I get how that sounds, but the numbers have trended downwards, and you have to understand crime is very local. Some neighborhoods see very different numbers than others. You could live in a certain neighborhood in Chicago and never see or be a victim of a crime your entire life, or you can live in another neighborhood in Chicago and literally not be able to walk outside your door without seeing a violent crime or some kind of crime in a given day. The incidents that make the news are usually in specific areas. Property crime affects more people day to day than violent crime. Car break-ins, bike theft, and package theft happen around the city, but the rate changes a lot depending on the neighborhood and the steps people take to prevent them. The key thing to understand is this: these crime numbers reflect the challenges of a major city, but your personal experience depends on where you live, your daily routine, your basic safety habits. These statistics are part of the story, but they need to be weighed against everything else that the city offers. I lived in the city for years, luckily never experienced a crime. I have family members that live in the city, lucky enough to not have witnessed a crime. But I also know people that have had their car stolen. It's just what it comes with the territory of living in one of the coolest cities in the world. You're gonna deal with crime. All right, let's move on to car optional living and the city's cleanliness. While other cities talk about walkability, this city built 1,900 miles of alleys to actually make it work. Many neighborhoods support daily life through walking, biking, and reliable public transit. In places like Lincoln Park, Lakeview, Logan Square, and the Loop, you can reach grocery stores, restaurants, services, and entertainment on foot or with a short transit ride. The CTA has 24-hour service, which means you can get home at any time without depending on high rideshare prices or limited late-night choices. And something most people don't know is that the city has 1,900 miles of alleys, which is about the distance to Mexico City. These alleys hold dumpsters and utilities, so trash bags stay off the main sidewalks. That is very different from cities like New York, where garbage piles up onto the street during pickup days. The Green Alley program uses special pavement that absorbs water to reduce flooding and filter stormwater. This turns simple service roads into helpful environmental spaces. This design keeps main streets and business centers cleaner and easier to walk in. When you add bike lanes, lakefront paths, and strong transit, it, you get real car optional living without losing quality of life. You can own fewer cars, save on insurance and parking, and get more exercise, and lower your environmental impact while still having access to everything the major city offers. This mix of smart design and lifestyle flexibility shows the city at its best, solving everyday urban problems with planning that actually works. The key is picking the right neighborhood for your lifestyle, budget, and commute. That is where working with a local expert really starts to matter. If you're seriously thinking about moving here or anywhere in the Chicagoland area, reach out to me directly. I can save you months of research and help you avoid costly mistakes. Shoot me an email at john@cintagerealestate.com or just shoot me a text message at 708-612-0644. Or you can just check out the description below. All my contact information is going to be down there. But here's the thing about living here, guys. Nearly half of suburban buyers cannot clearly guess what their new life will really cost after they move. If you're looking at the suburbs instead of the city itself, my next video breaks down the hidden costs, long commutes, and expensive mistakes that turn dream moves into daily regrets. Check it out right here. See you there.